Hi everyone. Given our function f of x, which we have here, and one of its zeros, 3 plus I, we're going to find all the zeros of the functions. There's 4. So we're given 1, and by the complex conjugate theorem, if 3 plus I is a 0, then so is 3 minus I. So we already have 2, and we need to find the other 2. And the way to do that is to form a polynomial with these two roots, or zeros. So that's going to be x minus 3 plus I times x minus 3 minus I. Now, what I'm going to do is distribute that negative. You get x minus 3 minus I times x minus 3 plus I. And the reason I did that is I'm going to use the associative property of arithmetic, and I'm basically moving my parentheses around. So instead of the parentheses being around that, I'm going to move them around this. All right. The reason I did that is because now I have this form a minus bi times a plus bi. Because these two are the same, and these two are the same. It follows this form right here. And this equals a squared plus b squared. In our case, our a is x minus 3, and our b equals 1. Because you can put a 1 there if you want. So now all I have to do is use my formula. So I'm going to put x minus 3 squared plus b squared, 1 squared. Expanding this, you get x squared minus 6x plus 9, and then add your 1. So we end up getting x squared minus 6x plus 10. Now that I've formed that polynomial, I'm going to use it to divide our original one to get the other zeros. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 10, and our dividend is x to the 4th minus 6x cubed plus 6x squared plus 24x minus 40. All right, so let's see what we have. We're going to say what times x squared gives me x to the 4th, and that's going to be x squared. All right, so you multiply x squared times each of these terms. It gives you x to the 4th, and then minus 6x cubed plus 10x squared. All right, and then you subtract. You subtract, those go away, and you get negative 4x squared here, and it's going to be plus 24x there. Now, let's see, what times x squared gives me, let's go ahead and bring down this 40 too, or negative 40. What times x squared gives me negative 4x squared, and that's going to be minus 4. Or you can put it here, but I'm kind of running out of room. So now when you multiply negative 4 times this, you're going to get negative 4x squared plus 24x minus 40. And then when you subtract, this is 0. So we have, this is a factor because my remainder is 0. Since it's a factor, set this to 0. You can either factor this, or I'll just factor this as x minus 2 times x plus 2 equals 0. So for this one, if you set this piece to 0, you get x equals 2. You set this piece to 0, you get x equals negative 2. So there's our 2 additional zeros, along with x equals 3 plus I and x equals 3 minus I. And there's your 4 zeros. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.